Imagine two employees, hired on the same day for the same role. They occupy the same floor, share a manager, and carry the same workload. We are taught that the path upward is a simple matter of arithmetic. Possess the right skills, deliver the right results, and the promotion follows. On paper, these two are perfectly matched. They hit the same quotas, ship the same code, and manage the same accounts. But on a Saturday morning, candidate A joins the boss for golf. A new variable enters the equation, and the balance shifts. When a leadership position opens up 3 months later, which of these two gets the office with the view? We know the answer intuitively, but it points to a systemic failure in the way we're taught to view merit. The official metrics are being overruled by a force that doesn't appear in the employee handbook. To understand why this happens, look at the decision through the eyes of the manager making the call. It is tempting to view this as a conscious act of corruption, a boss deliberately picking a friend over a peer, but that's rarely the case. The human brain lacks a firewall between social trust and professional trust. When we learn that someone is reliable in a personal setting, the brain's internal shortcutting mechanism automatically applies that same level of safety to their work performance. In the mind, social rapport converts into perceived competence. The more predictable a person feels socially, the more capable they seem professionally. This conversion acts as a massive multiplier. Ultimately, candidate A's results appear far more robust, even though the raw data hasn't changed. The boss isn't lying when they claim to have picked the better candidate. Their biological preference for the familiar has filtered their perceptions so thoroughly that candidate A genuinely appears more qualified. Organizations try to solve for this by introducing objective rubrics and standardized scoring systems to keep decisions impartial. But even the most rigorous HR policy eventually collides with the hard, unavoidable reality of deep human instinct. For most of human history, survival depended on prioritizing the known over the unknown. We are evolved to distrust the stranger and rely on the neighbor. Modern offices demand we ignore that ancient survival logic and behave like objective processors. But our hardware is old, and it prefers the person it recognizes. This is why managers often use objective rubrics to justify their gut feelings after the fact. They decide who they trust first, then find the data points to support that choice second. A corporate memo cannot patch a biological bug. Until we change our species, instincts will continue to override bureaucracy. This workplace dynamic is a permanent fixture of human interaction. It isn't going away. This reality is the end of the lone genius myth, the comforting idea that you can succeed by letting your work speak for itself from the shadows. If you treat your career as a solo mission, you are working in the dark. Silence and isolation do not communicate competence, they communicate mystery. Delivering flawless work in a vacuum is a dangerous career strategy. If the decision makers don't know who you are, they cannot trust you. In the real world, your skills and results are only half of the math. They are the baseline that must be multiplied by proximity to equal career advancement. You have to be intentional about creating that proximity. You don't necessarily need to play golf, but you do need to be a visible, known quantity in the social ecosystem of your office. You cannot rewrite the rules of human nature, but by accounting for the hidden variables of trust and familiarity, you can finally solve the equation for yourself.